morning and good day to all audience and viewers from Masa University Facebook page and YouTube channel. Welcome to the webinar conducted by Faculty of Engineering, Built Environment and IT of Masa University. My name is Nur Atira. I am an IT lecturer in Masa University and I will be serving as your moderator today. Today, we'll be hearing a presentation from DS Dr. Eliza Anis, anak perempuan Tanraya. Dr. Eliza Anis is recognized as a professional technologist, Malaysia Board of Technologists, and also holds a doctorate in computer science from University Kebangsaan Malaysia. She has 18 years of educational experience in programming and computer networking. Also, she is a trainer for skills-based competition, IT network system administration, and trains other educators for networking. For example, routing and switching. Her students qualified for finale of Malaysia Skills Competition for several years. Besides, she has certification for CCNA and Commercial A+. In terms of recent achievement during her PhD studies, the tools developed was patented under Intellectual Property Corporation of Malaysia. Besides, she was awarded with Best Paper Award for the 8th International Conference on Electrical Engineering and Informatics. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Dr. Eliza Anis, who will be speaking to us with topic My Education Journey and Value Creation in Information Technology. Dr. Eliza will be sharing two topics in her talks. The first part is her education journey, where she will share some tips that helps her throughout her journey to doctorate and enhancing herself with skills. The second part consists of value creation in information technology. Alright, Dr. Eliza, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Atira. Okay, good morning, everyone. So as Ms. Atira mentioned earlier, so my agenda for today consists of two parts. First, I will be talking about my education journey and share some tips. And the other one is value co-creation in information technology. Okay, as she mentioned before, okay, I just finished my PhD in UKM 2022, and my master's was from UPM and the year of 2012, and my degree in computer engineering in UTM 2002. It's very coincidence that all my years are finishing with number 2 at the end. Okay, I'm also previously certified in CompTIA A Plus and CCNA, and I have to update my certification right now. Okay. Work-wise, yes, I have started working as a teacher since 2005, and I'm a trainer for IT, networking, and system admin. My skills is in packet tracer, networking, and Windows Server. Achievement, as Ms. Atira mentioned before, so I have participated in certain conferences and also published papers during my studies in PhD. And my tool that I've developed during my PhD study is also under Intellectual Property Corporation of Malaysia. Okay, the tips that I would share is, okay, I've used the SWOT analysis during my studies. I think most of you know what is SWOT, okay? Strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. My studies during PhD was from the year of 2018 to 2022. I was under the scholarship of HLP from Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia. During these 4 years of my studies, the strength, of course, comes from my family because they are the one who motivated me to further my studies. And next, a group of friends. You need to have a very group of friends to push you further in anything you do. And third is my motivation to explore myself until where can I move or engage myself to others. Okay, but of course there was weakness as well. My study comes with leave, so my self-discipline was a bit kind of weak which I have to improvise from time to time, and my writing skills, which I have to improvise. So, how did I improvise my writing skill? By going for courses and also practicing. And as we all know, during the 2018 to 2020, oh sorry, 2020 to 2022, we have MCO. So that was a big challenge as well, which was unexpected, which I have to go through. Opportunity wise, I had scholarship, so which was beneficial for me. I do not have to worry about fees, and I was given leave, so I can fully focus on my studies. And I am blessed also to get two good supervisors in UKM, and my relationship with them really helped me through these 4 years. Threat, as I mentioned earlier, also the MCO, and during paper publication. Those who are doing research, I think you have this experience where you will write papers and there are chances you wouldn't be accepted in the first try itself. So you have to like receive the comments, rewrite or repair wherever it is, then you have to send it again. So paper publication was a bit challenging for me. I have to publish at least two papers to graduate in UKM. So to help me through with the SWOT, um, you have to create a timeline or a Gantt chart. It might sound like very systematic. Who does that? But personally, it did help me. I have to have a small, how to say, milestones. So maybe weekly, monthly, or yearly. So there is a satisfaction when you reach the certain milestone, and in which I do tell to my students as well, because if there is no milestone, there is no drive for you to achieve what you wanted. And in terms of goals, I also have short term and long term goals. Long term, of course, to finish my studies and also paper publication at that time. And motivation from social media groups and surroundings. I was blessed also. We have a group of scholarship students. We have a group in Telegram where whoever wanted to share or any positive point of view or any challenges, they post it in a group. And even though sometimes we don't contribute, reading itself like makes you to do better. And I think I'm really blessed to know a group of friends from all over Malaysia, to share and to get input from them as well. And not forgetting my family. They can be stern at times, like asking you, "Are you finished with this? Are you finished with that?" But yet, that is the point where you have to move and do better. Okay. um, then the priority matrix. Okay, there will be at times when there will be a lot of tasks at the same time, and you have to prioritize. So this one helped me through. Okay, if the green one, let's say, sorry, I didn't move the slide. Okay, action, do first. If it's a high importance and high urgency, set it with a short timeline and then finish the task off. Okay. Then if it's high urgency, but then it's not that important, you can set it later. Okay, set it later, but please don't forget to do it. And then the next one, it is high importance but not so urgent, so you can keep it aside to do next. And the last one, low urgency and low importance. Don't do. Okay, sometimes we tend to do that one, the red color one first, and that's where the self discipline has to kick in. Okay, so if you have any task, do categorize them, have short term and long term goals to drive you through. That is very important. And I believe a group of friends, we share a same goal. You do have them close, because there were times that you will feel low and you can't even move. So this type of friends actually will help you through. And there are times they will be feeling low and you have to help them. Okay. If you have a surrounding which is negative, which always ask you, oh, you are not finished, what are you, like criticism in a negative way, maybe it's time to keep a bit far from them. Try to move in with positive environment which will help you through. Get good friends, they will help you go along. Okay, that's for the first part. Okay, now I'll go through into the second section, which is co-creation and information technology. Yeah. Okay, just a brief history for first. Okay, there is goods dominant logic. That was the initial one. In marketing, products or services are usually from top to down, meaning the companies will produce something or prepare a service and it's just delivered to the user to use them. So meaning the user is not involved from the development or the delivery. They are just the end user and using the product as it is. So then, the service dominant logic under service science was coined. They saw that there is an important for the user to get along also during the development. Okay, so in order to just being at the end of the receiving part, users are involved from the beginning, meaning the users input are included during the development or during the delivery, or even the output is already out there, the users are needed. Okay, so if we see operand resources always, okay, maybe I explain. Operand means tangible items. Tangible meaning books, computer, something like that, or your product or your services, a web page, a layout. Okay, often contribute to the co-creation of value. Yes, a product which you get contribute, but without the application of operant resources. Operant resources is where it creates the co-creation. And operant resources here are referring to your knowledge, your skills, and your ability. So a product with a knowledge or skill from the user with the producer will create the co-creation value. Okay. Okay. Another thing I would mention is value is very unique between each user. Like let's say Miss Atira just now. She's a what do you call that? She introduced me. Her value might be different. My value as a speaker might be different. And then those who are watching, your value is different. Each and every one of us, the value is unique. Okay? Our value will shape to our attitude and reflect to our behavior. Okay, so that is why I think people used to tell have positive values, something like that. And these kind of values you can apply not only in your environment, in your daily life, but in also how you use a certain thing, how you behave when you deal with services. And that's where information technology now comes in. Comparing to last time, uh, I don't think we are that tech savvy. But nowadays, if we see students, they don't even they not only have one device. I might have a handphone, iPad, or laptop. They are much savvy than the teachers itself. Okay, so we need to get their knowledge, get their value, co-create with the educators to produce something new. Okay, so information technology right now is very essential to help us to create the co-creation value. Okay, so co-creation involves the process where the company or the producer working together with the users, and this will produce a value co-creation. Value co-creation won't be achieved without the user is using or the services, doesn't matter it's a product or services. The users have to be involved. Without the users' involvement, there is no value co-creation. And service science and service dominant logic, they share a common goal, which is to study the value of co-creation. And the main aim is to integrate the technology and the people. As I mentioned before, there are two types of resources, operand and operant. Okay, the difference is just the D and the T at the back. Okay, the D is for the tangible items and the T is for your knowledge, skills, ability, things like that, intangible ones. So, value co-creation can be achieved with integration from multiple actors or the users, so that products are just not manufactured and used, but then they are created together before the end use. Okay, let's look into value proposition. Okay, this is where the environment or where the value co-creation takes place. Okay, so usually, as I mentioned before, products are just delivered to the end. So to enable user to take part with the company or the producer, the value proposition, where is it happening? If we see IT right now, the value proposition, it can happen right now. Okay, it can happen. The platform is the value proposition. Maybe on the e-learning platform or any apps, or you are sitting in a company working together for with the production. That's where value proposition is happening. Okay, so in order for it to happen, for sure there should be interaction between the producer and the user. And with the technology right now, I think we have the chat box, messages, any other way for interaction to take place. Okay, not necessary for you to be face to face with for the user and the producer to have interaction. Next is enrichment. Um, any platform where the value co-creation is taking place, there should be an enrichment value. What is shared is any knowledge is beneficial. Okay, if a user is going to a platform and it's just like maybe not updated. Let me take an example of e-learning platform. It's not updated. Maybe the material there is like 1980s or 2000. So any new user, they won't be motivated with that. So the platform that are shared, okay, the resources should be enriched so that it will intrigue the interest for both the producer and also the user. Next is personalization. Okay, I think it's very unique. Everyone's maybe wants a different layout. Let's take for example our own desktop. My desktop would look different. Maybe with Miss Atira's, hers may be different. Mine is different. It's very common, right? So personalization doesn't only take in desktop, maybe in your apps, in your phone, what kind of apps are you using, things like that. And it's not custom make. Everyone has their own preference. So during the value co-creation, when the producer or the company and with the user they interact, the personalization also should be considered because the need is different with everyone. Okay. Next is environment. Environment, I would link it with quality. Okay, if we are using any platform, right? Okay, I think the service quality is very important. Is it very fast? Is it slow? Do I get what I want? Do they cater my needs? So when you're preparing any app or a game, whatsoever, any platform, the environment is important. during my research, I found out colors also play a role. And we understand not everybody will have the same tendency of the color. Maybe youngsters, they would prefer bright colors. Maybe for some aged people, that would be too bright. So we need to consider all these things. And that environment also, if you understand, it can be linked with personalization. Okay, so in a nutshell, I would say value proposition is where the platform or where co-creation happens in any platform. Next, I would go into value drivers. Okay, these are associated with the users or the actors. Okay, so we as okay, if I'm a company, I want my users to join in. So I should consider their needs. So what drives them? What value will make them to engage and share? Okay, the first is engagement. So to enable them to engage, what kind of motivation do you need to give them? Okay, as I'm a teacher, so to motivate my students, maybe we will give them some points if they do a certain task, then they will engage with us, something like that. So it's not advisable, but usually in initial stage, we need to bait them maybe. Okay, so once they get a hold of it, then they would naturally engage themselves. Okay, so in case you create a game or a app or anything, always find out who is your users, who are you targeting, what kind of age group are you targeting. Okay, so that they would contribute as well for the value co-creation to happen. Next is resources. Yes, as I mentioned earlier also, there's operand and operand resources. Okay, we are all different. Maybe my resources would be different than your resources. Whatever resources the company gives, that would attract the users whether they wanted to co-create or not. Okay, and experience, this one is very important as well. Our own life experience, our repository of the past experience, that would contribute. Meaning, if I'm engaging with someone right now, um, maybe they are from industry. They will share the point of view from industry view, please. For me, I would be talking in terms of education. The exchange of knowledge between us maybe will benefit each other, and I might get a new value as well. Okay, how industry works, how do I need to prepare my students for their working or when they are doing their practical. So the interaction and my experience with their experience would create a new value for each other. And the last one would be goals. What do we need? Okay, when you are browsing any website, what is the goal? What are you searching for? And what I'm searching with the person next to me wouldn't be the same. So as I mentioned before in my studies, so I have to have a group of friends who share the same goal. This would motivate each other and we are working towards the same thing. Okay, let's say if you and your friend have a different goal, you don't have a common interest, how would you like co-create a new value then? Okay, so when you are okay, let me take an example. So when we are creating any platform, let's say a game platform, so you always have a look into what is the goal for the user or the players. What do they looking forward? So you should emphasize that and use it as your resource to motivate them to make engage themselves further and to use the game more longer. We don't want any user to just use the game for 1 month, 2 months, like that. In terms of long term, then you have to find another new user. Okay. Okay, I will share some industries example. Okay, let's look into Nike. These are some of the companies that have used co-creation in their development. Okay, Nike, they allow users to personalize their sneakers. Okay, meaning you can choose what color do you want for your sneakers. Okay, and there's also something new right now where the shoe is different color when you are indoor, and once the shoe hits the sun, the color changes. Okay, and also they created apps. Okay, the user can share their workout, and others can see, and they can share also what they think about that. Okay, and this is just few example. I know there are more and a lot of companies out there who already using co-creation in their product. Okay, next we would see Lego. Lego has a nice way where they engage. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't change my slide, I'm very sorry. Okay, Lego. Okay, Lego has a nice way where they ask the users to share their ideas, like what is the next new thing you wish to build. Okay, so they will give a timeline, so inputs will come in. Okay, maybe they wanted to build a castle this shape, this one type of car, different something. So then they will put for voting. Once any design reaches 10,000 votes, that design would be manifested. Okay, it will be produced, because for their thing, they think that is what the user wanted. So that's how Lego, one of their co-creation, they engage with the user. So any kid maybe who's buying that product is not from the producer, it's an idea maybe of another kid just around your area. Okay, next we look into IKEA. IKEA, I think everyone knows IKEA, right? So they observe what are the users buying. They engage with them. Why are you buying these certain products? Okay, based on that, they might produce another product, or they improvise the current product. And they also engage with the users and ask them what product that they wish but then is not available in IKEA. So in that way, they have already idea how to cater for their users in for the next purchase. You see, and I think Wikipedia everyone knows also, where users can just share what they want, the knowledge. But one thing I wouldn't recommend also, sometimes the sharing might not be true. Okay, because anyone can edit the Wikipedia. So but it's okay, positive way, if anyone wanted to share, they can also share in Wikipedia. So what these companies are looking into is, customers are not just consumers, but they engage with the product. The connection is there with the product, and when you feel those product de- define something to you, you will engage even further. And this is what the company is looking forward, because they are in competitive age right now. Maybe I would say, like, last time Google used to be the search engine. Okay, you wanted to find anything, you would go to Google. But now my students are telling me TikTok is the next level. How is that possible? Google was established for so long, but TikTok is taking over as the search engine. You see, but maybe if I ask any elderly people, maybe they are not into TikTok yet, but current student, they are into TikTok. Videos are more attractive than just reading. So in terms of co-creation, the input from the user is very, very essential actually, and work together with them to produce a product. Then only the product is more marketable. Okay, I'll be showing one example here. It's a tool developed by my friend called Game Design Document Tool, GDD. So it's a platform. She created this platform for the user because she found that when the students are asked to create a game and they are working alone, maybe just in the same environment, so they are not producing a creative and innovative game. The product that they used to do is just like maybe take a senior's product, edit a little, and that's the new product. Meaning there's not much changes. So she thought of maybe we need to co-create something with a bigger environment to create a game, but with outside users. Okay, so this environment is like a platform to integrate the innovative and the creativity from the user. Okay, let's see. So if we look into here, there's a situation given. A host will be there inviting four, at least four, because this is still a prototype. So four players will come in, and they are able to choose. They wanted to be an aesthetic artist, dynamic engineer, mechanic designer, or storyteller. Okay, so a host is there. Four new students comes in. They take their own role. So based on that situation, they would write how do they wish the game to be. Okay, four different person, and all these four are sitting somewhere else. Okay, they are not in together, something like that. Yeah. Okay, with the input, okay, that's a voting system. Okay, whose storyline is the best. Okay, so based on the vote, one story will be the winner. And it's actually a motivation. Imagine your story is being picked, and there is further co-creation happening where the others can engage and share their views on that topic. How can we maybe improvise what's already there? Okay, so this platform enable her to engage with the students, co-create a new game, and enable engagement, meaning there is an interaction. Okay, why did we pick the certain project, or why we pick the certain ideas. Next, this platform is able to produce the gaming documentation. Okay, so I found it is very interesting. This is where I would encourage co-creation to happen. Let's say this is just a gaming platform, so you can apply co-creation into other platform as well. You can create maybe a game, separate game, or or any apps whatsoever, engage with the users, get their ideas. Okay, there was one person who asked me, okay, what is the difference between collaborating? Okay, with co-creation there is value which intrigues you, which affects your attitude and later changes your behavior. When you are engaged with the production, you are involved in their delivery or the development, it gives you a different kind of experience, and it brings you a new night. Maybe before this you look at this pen just as a writing tool, for example, but after being in the co-creation environment with the other actors, other users, you will get a different idea. Okay, this is just an example, and which you can implement in other platforms. Okay, I think that's all from me. So just a summary, I would say companies usually engage in co-creation project because they want to foster or discover the customer's interest and value, which can turn into innovation and competitive edge. You can see, I think, even in our phone, the apps might be similar, but why is certain apps is getting more likes or views or something like that? So how do they able to get what the customer wants? Okay, so in terms of computer science or information technology, we are privileged to have lots of tool right now, different kind of platform. um, Maybe some users they just prefer Facebook, for example. Some users just like Instagram. It depends. Even in terms of sharing right now in education, even though there's a platform like Google Classroom, some teachers they would just prefer sharing the knowledge with the students in WhatsApp or in Telegram. Why is that happening? Okay, so if you are producing something, the input from the user, not just input, but you are working with them to produce something. Okay, um, always explore. Okay, once you explore, out come out from your whatever it is, explore, engage with people, do networking, and share. I always find, when you share something with someone, your understanding of certain topics or whatsoever, it's more enriched and it stays with you more longer. So that's what I always encourage my students also, like what you call in Malay, jangan kedekut ilmu. Okay, you share, build your network, engage with just not your group of friends. When you're producing any apps or any project or whatsoever, don't just work in your environment, but engage with maybe university students, or engage with industry. Maybe your parents are in the industry, your relative in the industry. Get their point of view. That would give an extra value to your product when it is marketed or something like that. Okay, that's all from me for now. I would hand over to Miss Atira. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Eliza, for such an interesting topic. Okay, so we have a question. So, as what you mentioned on the topic of value creation, as now with the rise of social media, how would you suggest to our students on how to utilize the social media platform to capture user input to create for the to concrete for the value? We would like to hear for your suggestion.
Meaning, are they going to produce something, or are they just going to use the platform to get the knowledge?
To utilize, to use the platform to observe, to capture for user input.
Okay, let's say, for example, they wanted to produce something. Okay, maybe produce. Okay, let's say this mouse. They wanted to produce a different layout or whatever. It's up to them. Who are they actually? Who's their target user? Okay, that's first. Okay, if their target user in the particular, okay, let's say Telegram. Okay, so they should engage there with the users. Okay, it depends. Okay, so main thing is they need to find out who is their target. Okay, and where is the target. Okay, if the target is not even on the platform, so they have to do the hard work. They have to meet them face to face, maybe. Okay, or maybe go to the old school type, engage on the phone, something like that. So always find out any product or any services that you are going to offer. Okay, where is your user? Who are they? That is very important.
Okay, so for that, as what you have mentioned, we can see clearly that engagement in value creation is very different with the collaboration. Okay, and the last question would be, as you mentioned during your PhD study, especially during the MCO, what would be your biggest challenges, especially during PhD journey, because we would like to hear how you overcome that as the motivation for the students to focus on their study.
Challenges.
Challenges
Okay.
and how you overcome that so that it will become an inspiration and motivation for all of the
Okay.
students.
Okay. Uh, I would be okay. Fair. All our path is not the same. Okay. Maybe only one of thousand would have a smooth path, and I didn't have that also. Um, have I didn't have that because I would say because part of it because of myself, as I mentioned just now, my weakness was self-discipline. Um, so when MCO hit me, all of us at home at that time. So I think any student also would be the same. I was attracted to dramas. Okay, Korean drama, name it. Okay, okay. So, uh, let's see. I was hooked a while, but that's where your friends or your family should be there. So my mom would ask me, okay, what did you do this time? Or my sisters, they would, okay, have you did this? Have you published a paper, something like that? So that is like a knock on your head, like, okay, time to leave it and time to move on. Okay. Uh, Self-discipline, okay, it is okay to take a break from time to time, but you have to motivate yourself. The short-term goal, so for me, uh, I have to write it down. Okay, like short-term goal, okay, I have the always the layout January to December. Okay, by March I have to attend a conference or something like that. So when it's February, it hits you. Oh my, I haven't done that yet. Okay, so it's kind of like pushing you to do it. And then have a friend also where that friend or anybody will say, oh, I already published this paper. I already attended this. I already did this. So that would be a motivation for you. Alamak, you haven't done that yet. You should push yourself. Okay, that time you really have to work out. Okay, and the satisfaction when you reach your goal is like really unbelievable at that time. I still couldn't believe when I finished my study because um, the number of milestone for me to reach there, I think I did put like every week or something. Okay, you have to viva. After viva, what you must do? You have to do this. But as you mark all the milestone, yes, I did this, yes, I did that. Wow, the satisfaction is in different level. Okay, so as I mentioned just now also, um, have a very good friends around you, and your family is important, very very important. Okay, it will be hard when they tell you, it's like kind of like hurting. Okay, I am doing work, what, but it's not moving. No, push yourself more. Okay, you can do it, and don't be shy to ask for help. There's many time I hit the block, like it's not moving. I am working hard, but it's not moving. That time you need to ask help already. And I'm blessed to have supervisors. Be close with them. Okay, whoever doing research, your relationship with your supervisor is very very essential. When you hit the block, okay, talk to them. They would share because they went through the same path as well. Okay, their experience would be beneficial to you. Okay, so I would say again, your networking, teacher, sorry, not teacher, your supervisor, your friends, and your family. Keep them close. Even it's hard to hear at times, but it will move you.
Okay, so thank you. So as what we can see, to have good support, good system support from family, friends, to encourage the student to have a good environment, to self-motivate them. So thank you very much. So we have come to the end of the presentation. Thank you very much, Dr. Elisa Anis, for addressing this interesting topic and for this sharing session. Okay, hopefully the presentation was beneficial for everyone. On behalf of Mangsa University, We would like to thank you for joining us today. Thank you for your time and your cooperation. Thank you very much. Okay.